जो भूतों की दुनिया होती है वो और हमारी जो दुनिया है उन दोनों के बीच का एक बैरियर मैंने डिफाइन करने का ट्राई किया था. सो आई स्टार्टेड विद द सेम प्रॉब्लम के क्यों सबको नहीं, क्यों हर जगह नहीं, क्यों सिलेक्टेड जगह पे ही ये बातें होती है कि यहाँ पे ये हो रहा है, क्यों यहाँ पे ही ये इंसिडेंट हो रहा है, क्यों कुछ लोगों के साथ ही ये इंसिडेंट हो रहा है. अगर वो है तो सबको होना दिखना चाहिए. हाँ. अगर वो है तो हर जगह होना चाहिए.
People feel they're separate from each other and they have their own mind and their own, but it's not like that. So my thoughts are going to influence your thoughts.
True.
And that's how nations are built. That's how the world sort of experiences
grows.
Good or the bad or whatever is going on.
True.
So this sort of latches and becomes a thing. And the mother represents. So the story is between the mother and the daughter.
Okay.
Now in the play it was not like that. But when it came onto screen, it became this. The mother became a sort of a parallel lead in the story, and mother is the voice of science. Daughter is the voice of faith.
So hello beautiful viewers, welcome to the next episode of the Dhruv Gajjar Show. आज का एपिसोड इसलिए आपके लिए इतना स्पेशल होने वाला है बिकॉज हर एक इंसान के अंदर मैं मानता हूं कि एक स्किल जरूर होनी चाहिए एंड वो स्किल है क्रिएटिविटी की. बिकॉज आप जो भी काम करते हैं, चाहे आप कहीं पे जॉब कर रहे हैं, चाहे आप बिजनेस करते हैं, चाहे आप स्टूडेंट हैं, चाहे आप एक होम मेकर हैं, चाहे आप किसी भी लाइन ऑफ वर्क में हैं या किसी भी वॉक ऑफ लाइफ में हैं, क्रिएटिविटी एक ऐसी चीज है ना जो आपको एक अच्छी सी चीज करने में हेल्प करेगी, विच इज बेटरिंग योर लाइफ एंड मेकिंग इट मोर ब्यूटिफुल एंड ईजी. एंड वही क्रिएटिविटी को डिस्कस करने के लिए आज हमारे साथ जो गेस्ट जुड़े हैं उनके बारे में अगर मैं कहूंगा तो बहुत ही छोटा पड़ जाएगा उनका एक्सपीरियंस, तो उन्हीं से हम जानेंगे उनका एक्सपीरियंस क्या है. बट शी हैज बीन ब्यूटिफुली वर्किंग एज अ प्ले राइट एंड अ स्क्रीन राइटर फॉर मोर देन 10 years नाउ. काफी सारे सक्सेसफुल शोज और काफी सारी स्क्रीन राइटिंग करने के बाद आज हम उनके क्रिएटिव ब्रेन में थोड़ा डीप डाइव करने वाले हैं कि कैसे वो इतनी ब्यूटीफुल स्क्रीन राइटिंग और प्ले राइटिंग करते हैं, कैसे उनका क्रिएटिव प्रोसेस काम करता है. सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, हेल्प मी इन वेलकमिंग द वेरी टैलेंटेड मिस निवेदिता मोहानकर. निवेदिता जी, नमस्ते.
Namaste.
वेलकम टू द शो. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग इन आवर शो.
Thank you so much for having me.
सो जैसे मैंने कहा कि यू हैव अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल जर्नी दैट वी वर जस्ट डिस्कसिंग, तो आप हमारे व्यूअर्स के साथ अपना जर्नी शेयर कीजिए कि हाउ डिड यू बॉयल इट डाउन के राइटिंग, दिस इज मी, दिस इज द थिंग दैट आई वांट टू do throughout my life. So how did that decision come?
So if I go back, I think I was reading from the time I could read as a kid. My father had subscribed to the Disney magazine, the fortnightly magazine. It used to come every 15 days. And I was a kid and I used to wait for the comic to come. And then it was a thin comic and I had to, eat it slowly because 15 days later the next issue would come. So I would read one story and then wait. And then it was that was a difficult thing for me to do, to not
Devour it, but I would read the story slowly and look forward to it. In school, I used to borrow books from the school library. There was a society library, so this was something that I think I was born with.
True.
I am a social person, but as a child, I was with stories way more than children. My parents had to push me out of the house and say, no, go. And the body needs exercise.
True.
But my father had mentored my reading. So aisa nahi ki, if I'm reading, then I was reading everything according to my age. I was reading comics, then I was reading romantic novels. And so he started feeding me with classics. And I remember I was 18 years old and we were wild girls, my friends and I. So my best friend got a brand new Zen from her dad and I got Gone with the Wind. And that was 1,000 pages. It was kept on the table and it said, "Happy birthday, dear Nivi. Read."
Because for me to read 1,000 pages would take me, I don't know,
the whole year, I think. And
so my father would also monitor whether I'm reading it or not.
And I would have a sort of a spicy book inside that book. So I was reading what I wanted, and because it was like, it was voluminous. So yeah, my father was a voracious reader. And there came a time when I think both of us,
We're talking about science fiction.
and I think a lot of my teen 20s
Were fully engrossed in reading science fiction.
so
Sci-fi murder mystery is something that that I'm
I've dabbled and grown up with. It's something I
truly loved.
and then well, I became so writing was, I always wanted to be a writer. Like as a kid, I thought that it's a scary thing. It's an ambitious thing, and I thought, will I be able to do it? But I wanted to be an author. So I thought one day I will have a book in the library with my name on it. That's something that used to go on all the time. And I come from a family of engineers, all of my lawyers. So it was expected of me to go to the tech science and do something. How do you say, respectable, like they say in the Marathi.
The footsteps.
And I thought, okay, this is expected of me. But it just didn't happen. I think I didn't study, or I did something like that. And even my college principal said that, she's meant to do arts. So don't push her into this. So then that was not happening. So my parents and I came to a common point, ki, okay, theek hai, tera nahi, mera nahi, let's do commerce. I said, so commerce kar le, which I hated, because science was still interesting, but commerce is like, it was very dry, yeah. So I don't think I was a horrible student. I was not interested what was being taught. I wanted to do my own thing. And well, yeah, so the way out was advertising, because that's something I thought, wow, mass media is something that I can, escape. Because commerce karke, I thought, what am I going to do? My father was clear that you have to become a chartered accountant. And I thought, that's not me. I'll do anything but that. So when mass media at that time was something that was, how do you say, trending. It was a cooler course to do.
True.
So I managed to convince him that, this is something which is great and job opportunities are great. So, and at that time I didn't know, when I entered mass media, I didn't know that writing was an option. And when I discovered that copywriting is about writing, then I was totally floored. So I spent about 4 years and in advertising in total. And initially only I worked with Ogilvy and Mather in Dubai, in the Middle East. And then I came back to India with Ogilvy India, and very quickly realized that copywriting is not writing, because copywriting jo pehle hota tha, when the masters were writing, it was all about long copy. True. And those ads were, you could read beautiful. The ad. Yeah. Like I still remember there's a very famous copywriter called Neil French, who's written for, Johnny Walker, Guinness Beer.
Wow.
And that copy was something that, I was very attracted to. But by the time I was working as a writer, that was not an option. Everything had become a one-liner, tagline and headline. So I said long copy, and people told me long copy is dead. And I thought I'm in the wrong space, because I cannot sum up everything I have to say in a line.
True.
I mean, I thought you can only be a wise ass, if I can say that, those many times. You can't keep being a wise ass. I mean, that's not me. So, I was toying with this idea. I was not happy. I was back in India, but I was still not happy. And around that time, I met Pandit Satyadev Dubey, because my sister was dabbling. She was an athlete, but she wanted to switch to theatre. Okay. So she had met him, and I had just gone and checked him out. Ki, okay, तुमको actress बनना है तो मैं बड़ी बहन की कौन है ये लोग ऐसे. But that was anybody who knows Dubey ji has so many stories about him, that he's such a fantastic guy and he has such great insights, that the moment I entered Prithvi, I met people who were so interesting that I thought, wow, this is great.
Prithvi Theatre.
Yeah. Just if you walk around Prithvi Theatre, you will meet people from all over the country with different backgrounds and different art forms and different stories to tell. So at that time also, first few times that I went to Prithvi Theatre, I met Makarand Deshpande.
Okay.
So it's like meeting Steven Spielberg, after that.
Amazing guy.
Yeah,
amazing
yeah.
guy.
After that, I thought, oh wow, okay. I had not watched so many of his films.
Yeah.
In fact, when I met him, I had not watched Satya.
Okay.
So he looked at me like, where have you come from? Like, which planet? How can you not watch Satya?
that
later on-
Satya was like a major
Major film.
milestone
Yes.
in
Yes.
this journey. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So yes, I think Mac and I meeting was, I don't know, I'm sure we met in lifetimes, past lives. It was like that.
Hmm.
Like I felt like I knew him already,
Hmm.
and I think he did. The feeling was mutual. So just in conversation, I think I was narrating stories to him, and he said, well, "That's funny, that's interesting. So why don't you write about it?" And I thought, okay, saying write a monologue. That's what he said to me. So I said, "What is a monologue?" And he said, "Hey, you don't have to know all that. You just write it. You just write." And I was not used to that because I came from an agency where I would write one line and there were at least 15-20 options required of me. And everybody in the office plus servicing clients सबसे आता था कि नहीं ये इसका ये करो ये word यहाँ पे करो ऐसा करो. So I said ऐसे ही लिखो. I said ठीक है ऐसे आप बोल रहे हो तो लिखिए. So at that time when I put pen to paper, it was my first play. I had no idea about writing plays. I just had a very interesting, fun idea. And it was still an idea. It was not a story. I didn't know what would be I knew the beginning.
Outcome.
Yeah. I didn't know the middle. I didn't know character. I didn't know anything. And I think that's the best way to start.
Yeah.
When
Just
you
grab
know
the head and
nothing,
go ahead
yeah.
with it.
And you're just walking, then you're, you're in clouds. So you don't know what you're going to see up ahead. And yeah, so therein it began. And then it turned into a monologue. It became a play. And some real magic happened with that play. Between me, Makarand, the director, and Divya Jagdale, the actress. So she performed the monologue. So she was on stage for over an hour, turning into almost 8 to 10 characters, which was at super fast speed, with 3 mimes to support her. And the mimes were actually, because it ended in a sort of a quantum science, quantum physics segment, the story culminated like that. So those mimes were actually atoms. That's how Makarand visualized.
Oh, okay.
So when you have free atoms, they are what constitutes your world around you.
True.
So she would talk and she would perform and they would become the environment. So there was no set. If there was a restaurant, then they would become chairs. They would become the dog who walked in and stuff like that.
Wow.
So that was, it was very, very fond memories of that play.
So that was like the inception
That
of
was,
your
yes.
journey as a playwright.
Yeah. That was the beginning, and I realized that this is where I am. This is my voice. Before that, I was always, when you're given a brief, then it's not you. You are writing for something. But if you come up with something which is out of your own existence, then I think it takes time for a writer to find out, who am I here? What is my voice? How do I see the world? So that is where it began, yeah.
True. And, I really resonate with the fact that when creative heads come together, something is created.
Yes.
Now that something would either be a history or it will be an absolute mystery that what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
And, I just want to understand your and, Makarand sir's chemistry and what we would call jugalbandi when it comes to playing with creativity together, because as I mentioned, वो 2 frequencies या तो creative interference खड़ी करती है या destructive interference खड़ा करता है. And him being like the absolute legend that he is, all the way from Satya Kayamat se Kayamat tak, and Monkey Man and all that, the projects that he has been. So how is that? So is it like creative give and take, or there are some parts of the creative process that he takes care of, some parts of creative process that you take care of?
Between me and Mac, it's more like a guru-shishya relationship. And so he is in that position. So because he is a writer and he's like a ball of fire sort of. He's all rolled into one. But it begins with Mac being a writer. That's what I think. Yes, Makarand is an actor, definitely. He's a director. most definitely. But the writing is where, Makarand's soul is. So it begins there. So as writers, we sort of understand that. What is the beginning and, what is the thought? The person who creates the thought. I think there is where we connect, Mac and I, that we start something and we are two, we are sort of architects of worlds. Because Makarand's writing is also metaphysical.
Okay.
It is surreal. And it's got an element of fantasy. It's got an element of that Adbhut. He's also in the Adbhut.
Otherworldliness kind of.
Yeah. So the blending of worlds is where Makarand is, and so am I. I mean, we sort of discovered, with me it was a discovery, because when I met him, he was already Makarand. So he had found himself on stage. But then he found, when he found me, I also was discovering myself. And I realized that this is also my voice.
So that surrealism became your voice as a playwright.
So, because it was on paper. It was not in my awareness that this is my genre, or there was no technicality to it. I just wrote it and it was on paper. And when he directed the play, he brought out the atoms. He got the mimes. So when that happened, what was happening on stage was it was very harmonious between me and him as a writer and a director. So the Jugalbandi definitely is good. It's great music.
And what is the creative process between you and your sister?
Oh yeah, that's another fascinating. Very fascinating. Because she was an athlete. And I have seen her bloom into, she goes out with a bang. Like, I know that's the firebrand she is always, even as a kid. But when I saw her on her show, on her series, I did not, the whole family did not know that this is the person we know, that she's capable of this, that performance. And I was in complete admiration, and I said, wow. What is going on? Because she will, break right through and get to the bottom of everything. So who is this character? Is something she really pulled it out. And if I have to quote her words, she says, the moment I start reading it, she's alive. So where is she in the world? And I find her. Okay, if Bhumi is written in a way, then what does Bhumi do? Who does she talk to? Who does she hang out with? So what is beyond the written word?
True.
So her process is, we have a great relationship, because I think the passion is equal between me creating the world and she creating the character. So now when we talk also, we keep exchanging, what we have to offer to each other, like what we have to offer to our art, to our world, we keep offering it to each other at home. And that is a big help, because to have an actor's insight for a writer is great. And for an actor, it's the same way. For an actor to get a writer's, how do I approach this character? And what is the writer thinking? Because between the actor and the writer are the two people who think of the world outside what is on paper. Because if I have to create the character, I have to think of this character in the world in totality. And then I write a scene. Then I go to my story, but I have to know way more than what is on the page. And it's the same process for an actor.
So if I put it in sort of some different words, can I say that you define a world and the actor tries to fit in that world? Actor kind of molds the character in a way that fits in that world. Would that be the right statement?
I think the actor takes it further.
Okay.
Like, if I give you an example of a Havan, you pour ghee into the sacred fire.
Yeah.
And why do we do that? Because when we are praying, you're sitting, the Havan is being conducted and prayers are being offered. And there are certain positions where people sit, right? So this prayer, that is our voice, is sent to the divine through the fire. So it's like that.
Okay.
So to send it right up is where it should go. So that the fire is the actor.
They act like the catalyst.
Yeah,
that
the medium.
enhances
the medium,
they enhance the entire thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So how do you go about your creative process? So let us say you take up a project, and so what's your creative project? How do you start? What's the first step? What do you first think? Do you think of the characters first or the world first? You put the world in the character or the character in the world?
I think there are two ways that
Okay.
how I see it, how I approach it. Either the character defines the world, or the world defines the character.
True.
So at times, like in my feature film, also in my play, the girl, the protagonist, she so basically the story is that there's this young girl who travels to Nagpur in the summer for her summer vacations, and she tells her mom that we are like suicide bombers, that garmi mein we are going to a place which is a furnace. It's at 40 degrees.
Nagpur.
So that all of that is borrowed from my life. So I would do this, go to my grandmother's house for garmiyon ki chuttiyan in the worst
Scorching heat
possible
of Nagpur.
garmi that you can experience. And my grandmother had a home remedy. So I used to get a sunstroke on the way, because you don't need to, in that region, you don't need the sun to be in the sky. Any point of time, like raat ko 10 baje also you can get a sunstroke because of the loo winds.
Yeah.
So my grandmother had this thing that she would make me lie down and keep a lota full of cold water on my head. And she would say, now it will get stuck wherever. The sun can hit you wherever. But it used to get stuck on my forehead. And it would take its time. It was like the injection, a doctor injection de raha hai, so it was like that. Doctor was my grandmother, and that was the medicine.
Yeah.
It used to sit on my head and suck all the heat out, and then leave me feeling brand new. So I would not spike a fever. And this stayed in my mind. It was so magical, theatrical for me. I was a kid, and this used to happen to me repeatedly. My grandma used to say, "Lota rakh do, lota rakh do." So in the film, when this happens to this young girl, she feels like, whatever is wrong, whatever is out of balance in my life, this lota has sucked out. And now I'm feeling fresh. So it becomes her lucky charm, like her divine friend. Now wherever she goes, she's like, if the lota is there, she makes a wish in the lota. If lota hai to sab theek hai, lota hai to theek hai. Like that.
Correct.
Aisa karte, she travels to another city, and she has a sort of a part-time job, or wahan pe the lota is sitting, and her faith is in that lota. It is between her and the lota. Then someone comes and attaches his faith into it, and it's a sort of a simple flirtatious exchange that they have. But he says that if you are so passionate about it, you never know, my wish can also come true. And it does. Now slowly she becomes, from the girl with the lota, she becomes Loteshwari. And now a lot of people around her are experiencing this kind of magic. So it is a faith that's getting, so again, it's like, if you go back to the Havan, it's like
Surrealism again.
everybody is adding ghee, and then her faith is getting energy. And it's
Bigger
now,
and bigger and bigger
because
and
we are
bigger.
collective, no? We are collective consciousness always. People feel they're separate from each other, and they have their own mind and their own, but it's not like that. So if my thoughts are going to influence your thoughts.
True.
And that's how nations are built. That's how, the world sort of experiences
Grows,
good or the bad or whatever is going on.
True.
So this sort of latches and becomes a thing. And the mother represents, so the story is between the mother and the daughter.
Okay.
Now in the play, it was not like that. But when it came onto screen, it became the mother became a sort of a parallel lead in the story. And mother is the voice of science, daughter is the voice of faith. And at some point, when the mother is critical, is very ill, then will the lota save the mother's life? Is the question. And here there are two opposing forces. So there is the girl who has her complete faith and who wants her mother to heal, and her mother is not accepting this. So now what? So the third person, like her sister, she says, you should do this. You should wish for mom. You should wish for this to happen because you're outside it. And her prayer is answered. Her wish comes true. Now the mother holding her side says that, you see that I was right all along, because I came out of it because of real competent doctors, and I really had the willpower to come back for my younger daughter. So now the younger daughter and the older daughter know that this is true. It's like everybody is right now. The prayer is answered. There is a prayer. There is faith.
It is like that. नरोवा कुंजरोवा कहता है ना, मतलब
हाँ.
सही भी नहीं है, गलत भी नहीं है.
Correct. हर आदमी को अपना कुछ रियलाइजेशन हुआ है, But in this story, the daughter is the wise one, because spiritual experiences
True.
are, to each their own. It's a realization, anubhuti, जिसे कहते हैं. So if I have an experience, a profound experience, I can only tell you about it. But you will not experience the same thing by me telling you, because you're on your own journey, and you will come to a point where you will have your own, and then only you will believe. So faith is like that. वो जो point आता है कि when will I believe is up to that person and his life. Even if they are joined together, they are family.
True.
So yeah, and that's how the story sort of culminates.
I have a kind of a similar approach. So as we were just discussing, I'm kind of a horror geek. So I always, I try to blend in the paranormal world with the current world. मतलब जो पैरानॉर्मल को मतलब इजी लैंग्वेज में कहे तो जो भूतों की दुनिया होती है वो और हमारी जो दुनिया है उन दोनों के बीच का एक बैरियर मैंने डिफाइन करने का ट्राई किया था. सो आई स्टार्टेड विद द सेम प्रॉब्लम के क्यों सबको नहीं, क्यों हर जगह नहीं, क्यों सिलेक्टेड जगह पे ही ये बातें होती है कि यहाँ पे ये हो रहा है, क्यों यहाँ पे ही ये इंसिडेंट हो रहा है, क्यों कुछ लोगों के साथ ही ये इंसिडेंट हो रहा है. अगर वो है तो सबको होना दिखना चाहिए.
हाँ.
अगर वो है तो हर जगह होना चाहिए. ओमनी प्रेजेंस हम कहते हैं. सो वो क्वेश्चन से फिर आई देन वेंट टू साइंस, आई देन वेंट टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी. स्पिरिचुअलिटी को साइंस से थोड़ा कनेक्ट किया, मतलब उनकी प्रेजेंस को वेवलेंथ से कनेक्ट किया, एंड आई डिराइव्ड अ लॉजिक. आई एम नॉट श्योर वो लॉजिक सही है या नहीं, बट इन माई हेड इट मेक्स सेंस. एंड आई ऑल्सो, अभी वो मेरे दिमाग में है. I don't have a creative process to write it down. Because वो मेरे दिमाग में सब सेंस बनाता है, पर जैसे ही मैं पेपर पे लिखने जाता हूँ ना, कुछ सेंस नहीं बनाता है. एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई अंडरस्टैंड कि कभी कभार कुछ चीजें इतनी सरियल लेवल पे होती है हमारे दिमाग में कि वो वहीं पे बिलोंग करती है. वो कभी कभार पेपर पे वो आने के लिए बनी ही नहीं है. एंड दैट इज आई हैव द हेडिंग फॉर इट, द थियरी ऑफ एग्जिस्टेंस. बट नीचे एक लाइन नहीं लिख पाया हूं मैं आज तक. बट दैट इज देयर. मतलब आई अंडरस्टैंड हाउ दैट creative process goes around. You have one point and then you build around, try to make sense of things. Some things do, some things don't make.
Yeah, and then there is also that the craft of your art, which is something one has to learn. Like we're all creative ideas. I think everybody can write something or the other because we are full of our lives, and that's more than enough. But to translate it into a form, like for example, if you want to write a book, then writing a book is still your own voice. But there are technical aspects of writing a book, being an author. So that you will have to study. When you know that, then automatically, it's like pieces of the puzzle are going to going to form, the structure will form in your mind. And then you'll know, okay, chapter wise, then I can begin. So that little bit, a lot of people are daunted by the blank page. And I think the reason is that they don't know where to go. They have a car, they have fuel, and they have maybe they have people like characters in their car, they have luggage, they have food, but yes, they don't know what route to take, where to stop, where to go. So learning to write does that. Especially screenwriting is something quite technical. I mean, you have to think like an editor. You have to be a director in your head a little bit because you're writing visual. So screenwriting is really not writing. It goes like the best example I felt is that, scuba diving, and people say, I can't swim. And scuba diving is not swimming, it's the opposite of swimming. You just have to be calm. But then you have to know how to swim. Otherwise, you're not going to be one with the water. So it's like that. So screenwriting is knowing and then not writing visual. Writing the whole experience the character is having, not what is happening. So plays are different, and books are even more, like books will then describe what is going on in the character's mind.
So what genres do you like working in, or what genres of writing do you prefer to work in, or you like to read? So both are two questions. One is what you like to work in, and one is what you like to read.
I think anything I start to write, even if I don't want it to be in that genre, it goes to magic realism. And fantasy is what I love. So ideally, my expression would be how animated films are. They are, to me, they are spiritual, and they are loaded with insight, and they are fantastic. So that is the voice of my heart. But now to make it into live action, where I am into live action. So there are, I would take a character, borrow it from the real world, like it's based on someone I know or a collective group of people. So that is from this world, but then I create a world and it's placed in that world, or then vice versa.
I really liked like there's RRR, the mega chartbuster movie. I really like the character arcs that are very well defined in it. And again, out of pure speculation, if I try to assume how the filmmakers would have decided to make it, so both the characters arc of Ram and Bheem,
Yeah.
both of them are facing setbacks at the same point of time. Here Makaran sir is telling Bheem ke nahi milegi, and wahan pe that the constable is telling Ram ke nahi ho payega.
हाँ.
So वो characters are कितने beautifully defined होते हैं, and उनके नाम के हिसाब से भी, जैसे Bheem, so part of the Pandavas from Mahabharata, so they were only a group of 4 or 5 people. And Ram had his Vanar Sena back in his village. So वो characters are बहुत ही beautifully defined, and I do understand and do feel like it. What genres do you like to read as a consumer?
Right now, what am I reading? I am reading Victory City by Salman Rushdie. So yes, I am into the little bit of a surreal zone, but I've grown up reading a lot of science fiction. Science fiction was because science fiction as a teenager, as an adolescent, it had it was not that mystical. It still had an explanation that this can happen. So it's taking an idea and then just stretching it. Now I think where we are now, where spirituality is now, it's something that is becoming a question in everybody's mind. I've met a lot of young people who are ready to, instead of going to a party, they are going to, they want to find out where they are and what is the purpose of my life, or what direction should I take in. And they want to explore those answers spiritually. So now I feel now we are entering a new age, like they say the golden age is to come. And that is going to happen in this decade. So the change, the transformation is happening. And that is sort of impacting everybody. So I feel like now I don't have such a big gap in terms of, where I am, or if I'm thinking of something mystical, metaphysical. A lot of people are connecting to it.
And what do you think about, let us say, if you want to write a story, what do you, from your experience, are the few elements that make a powerful story? Be it a inspired one or a purely imaginary one.
The character is very important because so the hero has to be defined. Now the hero doesn't necessarily, the protagonist, I believe, at least the protagonist is not always the hero. Like hero has a heroism about that character. So if that character is not on screen, but there is a mention, like Krishna and Kans, you can give. So agar we make the whole film, the whole story is Kans's point of view, but उसमें hero Krishna है, क्योंकि कृष्ण की बात हो रही है. तो जिसकी बात हो रही है, जो heroic है, that person leads you always. And if you can, this is like a theorem. So if you take that into account, you identify who is the hero of the story. That character will drive you, and then through that character you will understand the story. Through that character will explain the world to you, the emotion and everything that the story has to offer. This character will deliver it.
So it's like that character is very important, and along with that, I feel that there are some certain parts of the environment that has to be certainly, minutely painted in.
Yes.
So you feel like it's not only about the main character or the opposing character,
Yeah.
but there is like something else that is going on surrounding them, which takes that entire picture to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Yeah,
wh-
please.
where I am is I love to create worlds. So sometimes the world will want the character, and then the character is just led by the world. Because the world is overpowering. It's too magical. Like in one of the stories I had written, that there are two children, for example, a story of a young child, two children, and there's a teacher. Now, there is a long explanation to what they are doing, but they are supposed to. Now this is like Harry Potter, so he has to go and get a stolen conch from the villain, who's obviously a adult villain. He's all powerful and all that, but he's a chosen one, this child. So he has to go and retrieve that and place it back at a certain place, which will restore the order in the universe. That is the long and short of what he's doing. Now he's been he doesn't know that he's realized that, oh, he's the chosen one. Like even if you watch the last Airbender. Also, something. This is a.
Absolutely.
So there is a child who knows. Now the child knows. So the child has.
It's their figuring out journey.
Yeah. So how do I maneuver? What do I do? So there comes a master, the teacher, obviously from the beyond, and then he's training him. So in one such experience, he's not told that this is training. They're just journeying. So the children don't know whether that's a strain, it's real, or it's a test. So come to a point where they have to cross a river, and this has been told to them कि ये नदी आएगी, नदी cross करना आसान नहीं है, because it changes its course according to the observer. This is also a quantum observer effect. So now if you and me are crossing a river, and the river you're going to see the river differently, I'm going to see the river differently. So now how do we reach? And it's full of danger is there, so you have to be watchful of how do you cross that river. So the child then tells the girl with him that you close your eyes and hold my hand, because only then we'll be able to cross the river together. I'll see the river, you just follow me. And that is how then of course there's another element where they have to go through whatever, but this is the world. Now the characters are behaving, whatever is happening to the character, the world dominates the character. It's not that the character has decided that this will happen. This is on the path. ये होने के बाद they fall into a mirror. That mirror, in that world, now they are into another world. So in that world, everything, they have to keep moving because the ground pixelates. So how much are you going to run? And then what is happening? Where are we going? So how do we get out of this world? So they realize that they have to get out, they have to die. Because this is trying to kill them, but it's not happening. So let's voluntarily die. So he says, let's voluntarily just, die here, and then we'll be out of it. And he does that, but the girl can't do that. Now again, the world within the world is dominating the course of the characters. So sometimes that is the logic, that is the, chalan of a surreal or a fantastic world. The world is too huge, like Inception.
Yeah.
The world is way, way, way too huge. And sometimes you will not marvel at the performance. You will only stay with the concept.
You'll stay with the visuals, the concept.
Yeah, the concept.
True.
Of course, the actors can do only that much because it is the world is too huge.
Bigger than them.
Yeah.
It becomes bigger than them.
Yeah.
So in this entire 10-year journey of being a playwright or a screenwriter, there's a very trending thing that happens with writers. I'm not sure how practical it is because honestly, I myself have not faced it yet because I'm not into writing, of course. It's the writer's block.
Yeah.
So have you faced that? And if you have, how did you bounce back from it?
Actually, that word feels like not familiar to me. Yes, I have. There are times when things are slow and I'm somewhere but I feel like, life comes in and other things sort of take your attention or your energy, or your mind goes for a joyride when you're sitting down with your story, or is exhausted. That is the only time you're unable to contribute to the story. I don't experience the feeling of being stuck with this story. I just feel like the movement is somewhere else and I need to come back to this one. So, I'm very happy to say that I don't feel
You're
like
safe from it.
Yeah. I don't feel like, I can't write. I don't feel that way. No.
Beautiful. No, with times, as you mentioned, the tastes change, the perspectives change, the input change. So with time, what have you seen in your experience in terms of the change of taste from the audience's perspective? So just to give an example, from long copies to reels.
Yeah.
So how has your experience on that been? And how do you cope up with it?
I think there's a very positive thing with the OTT is that really interesting stories have come about. And a lot of our theater actors are seen on screen, which is such a wonderful thing. Like I'm very happy that that
A world of opportunities have opened
Yeah.
up.
and people who are real talented, really not taking away from more glamorous films or people, but there are a lot of people in the country, in Bombay, who have different things to offer. Dialect, dance, music. There's so many things that they come with. It's like they come with their
Innate.
that is their life.
It's innate, yeah.
कि घर में मेरी दादी गाती थी, तो कैसे गाती थी दादी. And it's not about being pitch perfect, but remembering that my dadi had this emotion and then able to deliver that into something. So always adds, the actor always adds to the character. So such people, when I see them, I feel like they take the stories to another level. Like to give you an example, I don't know if you've seen Ram Prasad Ki Tervi. A beautiful film directed by Seema Pava. Also very prolific, known actress, and the whole gang of actors is our Prithvi gang.
Okay.
But wow, I mean, the performances, the thought behind it, it's just so effortless and so beautiful. So this is a story which is, because Seema ji is also an actor. When actors turn directors, there's a different advantage to it. The performance की जो बारीकियां होती है ना, the director who's also an actor will capture everything. So mostly character-led films, character-led stories. But performance जो निकल के आता है वो, it's
just like we were just discussing about Dev Patel's directorial
yes,
debut
yeah,
with the Monkey Man.
Monkey Man.
And it is actually delivering on the same lines that you said.
Yeah.
And from the first visuals of the trailer, we are able to see that character depth and character involvement very beautifully.
When Hollywood comes to India, they go straight to stage.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, who are these people?
Yeah.
And then they'll pick the best fruit.
If you can share a few insights from your experience that can actually nurture that creativity in them.
I think do something you feel. I think there's no substitute to what is felt from the heart. Like in Hindi, what we call bhav. जिसमें भाव है, उसमें सब कुछ है. अगर संगीत में सुर नहीं है, फिर भी भाव है, तो it reaches people. Similarly, अगर आपके writing में भाव है, तो everything else can be worked upon. But what you want to say, the focus, the primary message, will reach another person, because we really operate from the heart. And like they say, where is the mind? The mind is actually in the heart. So when one heart speaks to another one through art, then magic happens.
So thank you so much for this beautiful, insightful discussion, Nivedita ji, because creativity एक ऐसी चीज है ना जिसका कोई scientific formula नहीं है. इसका कोई लॉजिक नहीं है, कोई डेरिवेशन नहीं है कि ये कर लो, ये कर लो, ये कर लो, क्रिएटिविटी वुड बी मेड. सो क्रिएटिविटी समझने के लिए क्रिएटिविटी चाहिए. इट्स लाइक अगेन वही हु केम फर्स्ट चिकन और एग, वही सिचुएशन हो जाती है. सो ये जो डिस्कशन हमने हुआ ना, दैट बॉइल्ड द एंटायर सिस्टम डाउन टू अ फ्यू डिलीवरेबल्स व्हिच द ऑडियंस विल श्योरली टेक एंड दे कैन इम्प्लीमेंट इट इन देयर लाइव्स, देयर करियर्स, and make their lives a better, more creative place. And
I think especially in our field, I feel like everything is connected, though you feel like there is a writer, director, and ye mera kaam hai, ye mera kaam hai. But if a producer, for example, goes through this process, spends time to understand or trying to write or trying to do something, when he comes onto the other side, he'll have more faith in picking up scripts that can really become something.
True.
Because ultimately it is the beginning the writer and to the end which is the producer. उनके
Absolutely.
बीच में अगर वो दोनों एक आ जाए, एक हो जाए, एक दूसरे को समझे, तो great stuff will be made.
Absolutely. So thank you so much once again for joining with us in this beautiful discussion, Nivedita ji. It was lovely, to chat with such a creative brain and to get all the insights from you for the playwriting industry, for the screenwriting industry, and how it actually goes around. And it was again a very insightful discussion. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much for having me. I should say this on camera that I love your portfolio, that how you're bringing such diverse people onto one platform, which is great. And I think there's a lot of honesty. Whatever we spoke about is, I think, true to your show also. So keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for these kind words. And my dear audience, that was Miss Nivedita Pohankar with her beautiful creative brain. And I hope आप लोगों ने भी काफी सारी चीजें इसमें से जानी होगी, समझी होगी, जो आप अपनी लाइफ्स में इम्प्लीमेंट करें एंड मेक योर लाइफ अ मोर क्रिएटिव स्पेस, बिकॉज क्रिएटिव लोगों की बहुत कमी है. करने वाले तो बहुत है, पर कुछ नया करने वाले चाहिए. So thank you so much again for watching this episode. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.